What is going on, people? We are back. This is This Week in Blackness Radio with our post-debate coverage analysis. And so far, after watching the debate, the second presidential debate between Mitt Romney and Barack Obama, the only thing I can come up with is, where the hell was that guy last time? Holy cheese on a cracker. That dude just walked in there. Like, I swear to God, it was as if, like, somebody, like, one of his staffers went and got the adrenaline needle from Pulp Fiction and stabbed Obama in the chest right before the show started, and then boom, we all of a sudden saw a president that was fighting. He wasn't coming off as the angry black man. He was actually fighting, which is all I wanted from the president in the first place. With me, as per usual, is Team Blackness, consisting of L. Joy Williams, and sitting in for Aaron Rand Freeman is, in fact, my mama. And...
Mama.
Listen, it is what it is. My mother, like I said, she is an average voter, and so we definitely wanted to get her perspective on this. Mom, what did you get out of watching this debate?
I am elated.
Elated?
Elated. I am high by President.
And that is what the Republicans just heard. Black people love to get high, and you just gave them that. I hope you're happy with that.
By President, he showed up. He was assertive. He was strong. He represented himself well. And I am just so proud of him. And Mitt Romney just lied as he usually does.
Mama, that is just that shit. Like, you can't just be calling people liars and stuff like that, can you? I mean, do you think that would Jesus be approve of you calling him a liar?
Yes.
I think
my Lord and Savior would approve of me calling a liar a liar.
Yeah, because I can remember he called people liar and kind of went through a church and kind of
he did.
People, I feel like Jesus would be like.
So I just want to make.
He would be pleased.
I just want to be clear how we start off this post-debate analysis. Apparently, Jesus approves of calling Mitt Romney a liar. Got it. This is. Where the hell was that guy? Like, I am still, like, you know, like I was watching it, and, like, the first 10 minutes in, like, Obama walked out, like as if he was awake. Like, did they interrupt him? I know we were making jokes about Jim Lear, but did they interrupt the president from a nap when he had to go out there and debate last time? Because this time, dude rolled in there. Dude was pulling out, like, some old school debate tactics, like how you make sure you call back a certain call back to someone else who brings up something,
right,
so that you make sure that you connect the conversations all together. He was actively in this game. He flat out called Mitt Romney a liar one time. Like, I mean, actually a couple of times.
Yes,
like,
he said, "You are not telling the truth.
You are not telling
the
the truth.
That is not the truth."
And
Governor.
by the way, is this
not the truth?
Is this new to debates right now? Because I remember at one point you couldn't flat out call, like, say someone like, you're not telling the truth. You're lying.
Well, the other thing is that also in previous, I don't remember a time, and obviously we're young, but I don't remember a time where people were lying as much as they're doing now. You know, like in the campaign, like just blatantly making up stuff.
They did.
You know, and I know there was, and you go back to, the founding fathers era and stuff like that. I can't remember which presidential election it was where they started bringing up, talking about people's mamas and their wives, sort of all the other stuff like that. But they brought it on themselves by if you make up facts at some point, someone is going to say, "Sir, you are lying."
Yes.
So basically, you're saying that that the Republicans have in fact changed the entire discussion and argument and tone of discussions in Washington, and to the point that debates now, people just flat out go, "Nigga, you lying!" Like, that's what almost happened in the middle of that debate. Like, there was a couple times, like, I almost felt like I could hear Obama go, "Negro."
No, I didn't hear that.
No.
But there was a point where now, I mean, we've talked about on the show before. Now, fact checking has become its own sort of like industry now, and we saw an instance of live fact checking. Candy Crowley did when the president,
commie lib moderator Liberty Democratic.
When the president was answering the question on Libya, and Mitt Romney comes out and starts saying one thing and says, "Am I right?" And she's like, "Yeah, no, because that's not."
Actually, he did call it. Because the best part about it was Mitt Romney was like, "Are you so when you were in the Rose Garden, you said so and so. So when you were in the Rose Garden, you said something." He's like, "Yeah, I actually called it out there."
Yeah.
And the best part about it was Mitt Romney was like, "Wait, I know that my staff made sure to tell me that you never did that. Like, are you telling me that my staff
Somebody's
failed?
getting fired.
Did someone send me out on a debate stage and did not tell me this Negro actually did say that it was an act of terror?"
You can't send your candidates out with wrong information.
Prep your candidates. What's wrong with you folks?
Wait. Prep your candidates with facts.
Yes.
Not just talking points.
Well, maybe they thought they were going to get the Obama that they got last time, and Obama just would go, "Well, I don't understand really what was going on here. I mean, I don't think that you're telling actually speaking." Like, maybe they thought they were going to get that, and then all of a sudden Obama came out today and was like, "Ha! This is a different one." I'm just and by the way, I'm just going to get in front of this right now. Let's understand what the Republicans are going to say. They sent Bill Clinton out in blackface, and that's rude. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. That's absolutely wrong.
What one of the critiques is going to be, actually, Obama got more speaking time than Mitt Romney. If you look at the actual speaking clock, he got actually like 4 more minutes than Mitt Romney.
He is the president of the
Mom,
United
that's not a good argument.
States.
You can't make this is a debate between people, and the guys other way. You can't make that argument. But okay, like we have tons of debate coverage here. Mom,
Yes.
thanks you for jumping in here. I know you wanted to make a comment before you had to go because it's bedtime. Jesus said so. So What? Jesus tells my mother what time to go to bed. All right, people. Also with us, joining us live for debate coverage here. Mama, I've already said I love you, and it's time to go. It's my birthday. You have to listen to me and be nice, and you can't fight with me. Also with us, giving us debate coverage, is Dr. Anthea Butler from University of Pennsylvania. Ma'am, what the hell just happened?
Well, what just happened was...
What is going on, people? We're back. Hold on. What is going on, people? We're back. Hold on. Let me do this again. And
I'd like to point out that your mama still has a look like you can get beat on camera.
Well, I am grown. She will not be threatening me. Miss Dr. Butler, go. What the heck just happened?
Well, I think what just happened is we saw, the real President Obama. I don't know who that was. That must have been Slim Shady or something the last time, because that was not him last time. But this was really the president this time, and I was very happy about his performance. However, I do need to just start out by saying that Mitt Romney continues to be the rudest person ever. And his debate style is to try to step all over you and try to get extra minutes and to make sure that he has enough time, which kind of tells you a lot about his personality. Because basically, he doesn't feel like anybody should hone in on his time, and he can step all over you. He has a basic disrespect for the president. He had a basic disrespect for the moderator, Candy Curley. And if it had not been for Candy Curley trying to rein him in, he would have ran all over her, too.
I'm sorry.
So
do you call... Is her name... Are you calling her Candy Curley? I thought her name was Candy Crowley.
Curly. The way they were treating her tonight, I don't know.
Are you being old and black right now? You know that old black people just like, I don't know their name.
She know her name.
Anyway.
She know who I'm talking about.
I mean, I really feel like, what Romney showed tonight was that he got shown up on the lies. I can't even count how many times President Obama called him a straight up liar.
Word.
That was really important. That is exactly what he needed to come out to do. And to close with the 47%, he just should have said 47% like everybody else said on Twitter and dropped the mic and walked off.
Actually, I was really nervous that he was going to drop his microphone. Like, I don't know if you know this, Dr. Butler. Like, I was like, they told him he can't drop the mic, right? Like, as much as that, by the way, real talk, if he dropped the microphone, he would have gotten, like, a completely new crop of voters. Like, they were just like, he dropped the microphone. I never voted before. I didn't even like voting, but now.
Well, let's go back, because there was at one point, and I tweeted this, where I got a little nervous about the combativeness that happened in the debate, right? So there was at one point where they were sort of talking directly to each other. They were facing each other, and things kind of got a little tension, and I tweeted, fight, and literally that's what it looked like. We've all been in those situations where you see a fight about to go down. You see the people, sort of coming into each other's space, and the, volume gets a little up. So there was a little combativeness there that was a little bit nervous.
Because they were face to face at a couple times, and I was like, this is not this could if this was where I was from.
If this was the streets.
If this is where I was from, like you come in my space that close to me, and you calling me a liar. It's like, what you just call me? We are not that cool. I do not know you like that. And I was pretty sure that Secret Service was like just waiting, like, If he gets any closer. If it gets any closer, we can't allow that. But let's also talk about yes, Mitt Romney was in fact rude. But I ended up tweeting this out. I said that if you ever watch Romney go, Romney likes the rules long as he's winning. And if he's not winning, all of a sudden the rules change, and then all of a sudden he has to talk over people. He has to cut time. He wants to change how things go. But long as he's winning, then he wants all the rules to stay exactly the way it is. And it kind of points out the kind of person Romney is.
He reminds you of someone. He reminds you of the kid back in high school or college who was that, anal, just always digging at, well, the rules aren't being followed and they have the utmost privilege, but they want to break out the rule book, as soon as something, goes out, doesn't go their way.
Right. Dr. Butler?
Exactly. And the problem is with him is that he just, he wants it his way or you got to go the highway. But I think that the brilliant moment was, I just was looking on Twitter to see what people were saying. Somebody just tweeted out the best moment was when Candy Crowley said, "Can you have a seat, Governor?" And that is the truth. He needs to just have a damn seat. Okay.
Wow.
Then he needs to just sit down because his problem is that he thinks he's running for king. And this is about being president. It is in every piece of his mannerism that he is disrespectful. I did not get nervous at all when they stood toe to toe because I was like, bring it. Bring it. Okay, see how fast you get sat down up here on the stage. That's the president going hard in the paint, and he needed to stand up to him because, see, these Republicans have been disrespectful to the president.
They have.
They have called him all out of his name. And it's about time for him to stand up. I don't buy this thing about, he got to lay back because he's the angry black man or whatever. When you got somebody stepping up to you like this is a man who cut an innocent kid's hair. He is a bully. Period. Full stop.
Okay,
and so
but
I
Dr.
think we have to deal with that.
Dr. Butler, okay, I feel bad because I know a lot of people that was something that came up a couple of times about him cutting the kid's hair because he said whether or not he was gay or something like that, he wasn't sure, and that's something that I would argue that you can't yes, it is a horrible thing to do, and he obviously should not have done it, but at the same time, the dude's 65 now. That happened when he was a kid. I feel like we can't hold that against him now.
Listen, I don't want to hold it against him, but I do think that it speaks to who he is. And he has been a bully. And that's just it. I mean, he bullied the rest of the field before he got to President Obama, before he came to be the Republican guy. Look, this is this guy's personality, okay? He tries to talk over people. Everybody forgets that he put his hand on Rick Perry. If he had put his hand on the president tonight, I'm going to tell you, black people would have been in the street.
We wouldn't be broadcasting right now. Listen.
All you would have heard was Eli.
I can get to Hofstra pretty easy. It's not that. It's not.
But the real point is that, there were some hard points that came up in the debate tonight, especially with the jobs thing, how the candidates responded to the undecided people. There was one undecided person that brought up some stuff about Libya, and I was like, if this dude is undecided, I'm white. Because I think he already came in there with something, and I was just like, you are a plant. I do not believe you. Go sit down. But, the other questions were really interesting. I think that, if I would have liked to see the president answer the first student a little bit more sensitively, because he gave a lot of points, but he didn't really come to that question about, the job thing. And this is a thing for a lot of college students, and this is really terrible. So, to ask, to engage with people is one thing. A couple of times Romney really engaged well, but I think he lost capital by fighting with the president so much and trying to get Candy Curley to bend to his will. Right. And it was very apparent. And what I really liked about what POTUS did this time was that he took a page out of Joe Biden's book. He just started laughing in the background every time Romney did something stupid, which was great because he was just smiling.
He didn't laugh at Romney like Biden did. He just kind of used the laugh as a shielding. Yeah. But there's another thing that you brought up here, because you said that you don't buy the whole idea that Obama has to lay back, otherwise he gets looked at as angry. But I would argue that here, although Obama didn't lay back in that way, he played it in a way that he didn't come off angry. He didn't pull a Biden. He imagine if he every time Romney said something and he kind of then what do you expect? What do you do? Still did not do that. He found the middle ground of being assertive and still yet not being the angry Negro. And because I feel as if there still is there still is a space for that, and I feel like the White House knew that. His people knew that, and he was able to play the game, which is something that we all knew Obama could do. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been elected president. This is a skill he has.
Exactly. He was in the paint hard, but he wasn't rude to him. I think that was a really good point. He is very presidential. What I saw was from Romney was petulance. I mean, he just was pouting when he didn't get his way, and that didn't look good. But on the substantive parts of it, I think what Obama did really strongly was, A, to show that, Romney was lying on several points. B, he really took time to list out everything he has done, and that was really important as well. And one of the things that was troubling about the first debate was that he was seeming to try to engage Romney and say he was doing some of the same things, when in fact they're not the same. And that piece at the end where Romney said, well, I love God and we all serve the same God and everything. Don't be fooled. That was Romney trying to say, well, I don't know if Obama's a Christian or not.
Absolutely. Like, I was like, why did you there was no need to even, to talk about that. If he I thought when he started his commentary, I thought he was sort of, prepping or trying to get the jump on the 47% comment and basically say, I do care about people, I care about people who don't have jobs, who can't afford. Like, I thought he was trying to preempt a 47% question, but then he threw in something on, in religion. It was just like, yeah, that wasn't necessary. That definitely was in the same vein when you say that you were just telling a joke when you were asking about the president, when you made a comment about the president's birth certificate.
Right, because if you remember because I believe the exact question was, what are the things that people don't know, or what are the things that people misunderstand about you?
Right.
And he took that time to point out that he believed in God. He's like, well, I mean, the one thing we know about you is that you're Mormon, that that's, if nothing else, you're super religious. Like, we know that about you. So if you just brought that up specifically, you were trying to draw a line in the sand for certain voters out there. And that seemed a little skeevy to me. That seemed a little off. And then on top of it, like I said, Romney, there's something about how he speaks to people, and I feel it's almost if it's not, he can't help this, you can say, this is not a Romney defense, so don't everyone all of a sudden start writing emails and tweeting at me. Calm down. He doesn't know how not to speak in this certain way. When you think about it, he was a leader at his church, he was a boss for a long time, he speaks in a certain manner. And that is just the way it is. And then people kind of have to fall into that space. And everyone kind of does it because, it's Mitt Romney. He was our president this. He was our leader that, blah, blah, blah. People kind of fall with it. And so he's never learned not to be a dick because this is just how he works. And so you get to watch Romney go. And then when he gets pushed back in that corner, which is the best part, and which is why Obama failed in the first debate, is because anytime Romney gets pushed in the corner, even when he was winning the Republican debates, every time he pushed him in the corner, $10,000 bet. All of a sudden, he starts doing stupid stuff. But if he feels in control, if the rules are all in his favor, then guess what? He's very, very calm, very, very calculated, and he can make this happen. Soon as he gets nervous, soon as you push back, soon as you make him feel a little bit silly, all of a sudden, he's like, but, Candy Crowley, I believe I'm supposed to be able to talk more because he talked. I should be able to talk. And it's like, actually, that's not the rules at all.
He looks like a 12-year-old, okay? That's what he is. But he is basically a giant walking phallus when he gets upset. He really is. He's just walking around like I don't know what to do. This is all I am. And so he can't help it. But, one of the things that I think is also going to be important about tonight is, besides the way he behaved, is he made a very big mistake tonight, okay? And the big mistake was on contraception. He basically said that he was for women being able to have access to contraception.
What the hell was that?
All of that. And that is not what these conservative religious folks want. And so these people are going to be on him tomorrow. You hear me? And that's not even what Ryan's saying. Okay?
And that's not what Mitt Romney wanted a month ago. Like, this is brand new for him, and because he was all about the Catholic Church and suing the president, all that stuff. He always thought that was all cool.
He said that in the last debate. He's like, well, why is the Catholic? Ryan said in the vice president, well, why is the Catholic Church suing you guys?
Right.
So there are going to be people not only in his internal camp, because it'll be Paul Ryan, who is already, since he's joined the campaign, tried to sort of do his little independence here and there. Mm-hmm. They've asked him several questions on different issues, particularly as it pertains to abortion and choice and things like that, where he's sort of separated himself and says, yes, well, this is the campaign. I believe this, but this is the campaign and this is the campaign I'm joining. So he's already started that. He's already laid the framework for that so he can distance himself from that, because that's not what the conservative movement is supporting Mitt Romney for.
Yeah.